Hi, let's talk watches. This week, I'm going to talk about how to protect your watch from water damage. Water is very destructive to watches. It's a common problem that we see. Somebody leaves their crown pulled out. Caseback wasn't put on correctly. If a watch isn't properly sealed, even sweat and humidity can fog up the crystal and destroy the movement. Some watches are designed to be used by deep-sea divers, and some watches will rust if you forget to take it off while you wash your hands. Look, I'm gonna level with you. Most watches really aren't meant to be near water, kinda like how most people should avoid fire. The Federal Trade Commission told watch companies specifically not to use the word waterproof, because no watch is capable of being completely exposed to water inside and out and still function. If your watch isn't specifically made to be underwater, it's probably a good idea to take it off before you go to the beach, or do the dishes, or cry. To understand how watches protect against water, we need to look at watch construction, particularly the caseback and the crowns. The caseback is the back cover of the watch. Not all casebacks are created equal as far as water resistance is concerned. There are three main types of casebacks: pressed on, held on by screws, and screw down. Let's take a look at each of them individually. Press-on casebacks are the least waterproof, as they can be easy to bend when changing the battery, and any deformity in the gasket, which is the little rubber, nylon, or Teflon ring that runs along the inside of the caseback, will ultimately compromise the water resistance. Usually, this kind of watch is okay to wash your hands with, but you probably shouldn't shower with it on. A caseback that's held onto the watch with tiny screws is going to be more water resistant than a press back, but the gasket can still wear out and expose the fragile movement to moisture. You can usually get away with light swimming, but it's still not going to survive a dive. A watch that's designed to be underwater, called a dive watch, usually has a screw-down caseback. These are threaded like a really wide bolt, and the whole caseback is screwed onto the case and gasket. This makes for a good double seal against water. The degree to which watches will protect against water varies greatly from model to model and even manufacturer to manufacturer. Some of them specialize in dive watches. The other part that plays into water resistance is the crown and stem. These are the bits that you twist to change the time, and depending on the watch, do a whole bunch of other stuff too. The crown caps the stem, which goes into the movement and twists around. There's usually a gasket in there, but they can get worn out pretty quickly, and heaven forbid you leave your crown pulled out. That's a death sentence for your watch. A screw-down crown is much more secure than a normal push-pull crown, but with rare exception, you cannot leave it unscrewed and expect to retain any water resistance. A common complaint that we hear is, "My watch says 30 meters on the back. Why did water get into it after I went swimming?" On the back of your watch, there's probably some writing describing the number of meters or atmospheres or barometers of pressure to which your watch is water resistant. The manufacturer probably tested that watch in an air pressure chamber, so the number is deceptively optimistic. The number also represents ideal conditions. Movement and water temperature, as well as other factors, are not taken into consideration when giving a watch a water resistance level. Hot tubs are never a good idea for watches. The steam will stretch out the gasket and water gets inside the watch. Hot tubs are always death to watches. Washing dishes will ruin your watch faster than washing your hands, and soaking in a bathtub is way worse than a quick shower. Other factors include the age of the watch, who changed the battery last, and even if the watch has ever been opened before. Manufacturers recommend that you get your watch's water resistance tested every year. Watches that are rated much deeper than 300 meters are over-engineered to do so. Things like triple gaskets in the stem tubes and extra thick crystals, forging the case from a single piece of steel, and other features, but all of that still does not make a watch waterproof, just more resistant to water. So in the end, caution is the best defense.